Hello. Hi, I'm just popping in real quick to see if there's anyone out there right now. I'm kind of putting out the feelers on when to do my next live stream because I'm thinking about doing it in the evening. Thursday seems to be a good night, or maybe Tuesday, but I'm not sure. So I'm just going to hang out here and see if anyone joins. It's been a really long week. Seems like the longest week ever, actually. Well, good. I guess I already have a like. I was getting ready to make a video, but then I decided, nah, I just want to kind of put the feelers out and see who's out there and what everybody's up to. So put your info in the chat, what you're up to. What is everyone doing tonight? It's pretty much crickets right now. But anyway, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull out a crate of some records and I'm going to talk about them. So this sucker's pretty heavy. These are some of my favorite records here. This is new. This is the Cult here. And, you know, I had tickets to see the Cult, but I got COVID and I missed the show because I just didn't feel like going. But this is the Cult Electric. And so I really like them. I'm kind of disappointed that I never got to see them live. But I was so sick with COVID, I really didn't care. And so, yeah, let's see. I'm just going through. Here we go. Here's the Ramones, Rock and Roll High School. And let's see. This has all of the songs off the movie soundtrack, Rock and Roll High School. Rock and Roll High School, I Want You Around. I love that one. And it has also some other bands on here. It's got So It Goes by Nick Lowe. I really love that one. And Teenage Depression by Eddie and the Hot Rods. Smokin' in the Boys' Room by Brownsville Station. School Days, Chuck Berry. And A Dream Goes On Forever by Todd Rundgren. And of course, School's Out by Alice Cooper. I did see Alice Cooper at the same place that I was going to see the Cult at. And he was pretty cool. Is there anybody out there? I bought one of those recently. Okay. Yeah, it is a great album. And I was so disappointed that I didn't get to see The Cult because I hadn't like they were just on my list of bands to see, and I was so sick. I was like, I don't care. It doesn't matter." And I had free tickets. Hi, John. Oh, my 10 favorite records of all time? Oh gosh, that's really hard. I would say, like, just right off the bat, Devo, New Traditionalists, The Pretender self-titled, Cars self-titled, there's 3. Um, there's so many. Missing Persons, Spring Session M. Um it's really hard to that's just it's just those are too hard. Like I can't there's no way I could do that. But those are like right off the bat my top like 80s favorites. I don't know. That's too hard. It's too hard of a question. Um yeah, it would have been really cool to see the Cult back in the 80s for sure. Yeah. So, John, do you know off the bat what your top 10 favorites are? I'm just curious because that's just like it's such a hard question. All right, so I'm going to keep going here. Okay, so this is another good one here. This is PIL, Public Image Limited, Happy, and I really love this one. This is one of my actually not one of my top 10, but one of my top 100 favorites, I think. It has Seattle and The Body, Hard Times, Rules and Regulations. I really love PIL and I love this album. It's just one of my top favorites here. And like normally, like when I have my little crate here of records, it's like the my very favorites go in there because these are the ones I take to gigs and things like that. So these are like the my very top favorites here. Let's see here. I'm coming down here. I'm just trying to read the comments here. Good evening, everybody. Man, I'm so glad it's Thursday. It's been like the longest week ever. Like this week has just never ended. And so I'm like just happy to be here and chilling out. And I'm just glad the week's almost over. Here's a funky one. So I'm a big fan of soundtracks, and this is the Married to the Mob soundtrack. Do any of you guys have this one? So this one is kind of interesting. It has New Order, Bizarre Love Triangle on it. And it also has, let's see, I wish I had my glasses with me. It has Suspicion of Love, Liar, Liar. I need to hold on. I need to get my magnifying glass here because I'm old. Just a sec. Well, sorry guys, eyes are failing me right now. But Married to the Mob soundtrack's really old and really interesting. But Hey, Alan. Honestly, I don't DJ much anymore. I used to like pre-pandemic a lot, but I don't do it much anymore. And it's just kind of like more exhausting and time consuming and it doesn't pay that well. So I don't do it very much anymore. I did have a show that I was going to do, but I got sick and I got COVID and then I had to cancel it. So yeah, I don't really DJ that much. Um, I'd like to, but yeah, it's just kind of like it's not really worth it. And like the kind of stuff that I play is just, I don't think it's really the scene around here, to be honest with you. Okay, so I'm listening to your top favorites, yeah. I know. So, like, this is a recent thing. Like, my eyes, I had like 20/20 vision, and then I turned 47, and all of a sudden, like, my eyes stopped working. And like, I'm trying to do these YouTube videos, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can't see, and it's really embarrassing. But yeah, my glasses are at work, so uh, yeah. And then also too, like trying to park at night when you can't see is really a different experience too. I tried that the other night. I tried to park and it was dark and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what am I doing?" Yeah, it's awful. Oh, John, those are really good solid choices. Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to keep going through my collection. Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of like pondering just to stop DJing because it's just I don't know. It's kind of annoying. Like doing weddings are annoying. People want to hear stupid, predictable stuff, and no one seems to be happy with what you play, and they just want to play stuff that's like you've heard over and over again. So, and then when you do like the specialty gigs, it's like just kind of gets to be the same old thing over and over again. So, um, anywho, no one ever requests this. So this is my signed copy, Bow Wow Wow. I was in Hollywood and I met Annabella and she signed this copy for me here. And this one's pretty cool. This one has like "Do You Want to Hold Me," which I think is a great song. Um, and Aphrodisiac's also a really good song. I love Bow Wow. They're really good. When I saw her play, like it was just Annabella's version with her backup band. It wasn't the rest of the band. I guess there's two versions of this band of Bow Wow, which is pretty sad. But yeah, there's two versions floating around there. Um, let's see. Here's something fun. Most of my albums are old, but I do have some new releases, which I have in this case here. And this is another new record. This is the Best of the Runaways, which I couldn't resist. I love Joan Jett, and I love Lita Ford. Sandy West, Jackie Fox, Cherry Curry. This has Cherry Bomb and School Days, Wait for Me, Wasted, Don't Go Away. It's just got all the classic Runaways hits. And at some point, I'll catch up on this reading here, not to bore you reading stuff here. Yeah. Yeah, talking about old age and eye problems. Fun stuff, right? And then let's talk about ear problems from going to all those live concerts and then you can't hear like you used to hear, right? All right, let's see. I'm just picking random stuff from this collection here. Okay, here, this one's great. This one's really fun. So, you know, Ventures albums aren't really that hard to come by, but this one's really fun. And I play this out live a lot because it just like it really kind of gives a good energy out there. And this one has let's see, Good Lovin' is good. You know, they're just kind of instrumental Ventures covers. 8 Miles High, Escape, Go, Green Grass. And then my very favorite one when I'm doing gigs is to put on this Ventures and then put the Ventures cover of Nancy Sinatra, These Boots Are Made for Walking. And so that really, like, I don't know, it just does something to the crowd and gets everybody excited. This is an old ass copy, but the sound quality of this, it's just beautiful. When I play it out, it's just great. So don't judge a book by its cover, or an album by its ratty cover, I should say. All right, let's see. Okay. Here we go. I got some Cramps. And this one's cool. This one's Stay Sick. And if you know me and you've watched my live streams before, or you see my videos, you know I'm a big Cramps fan. I've seen them live several times back when they were out playing in the 90s when I lived in the Bay Area. I really love this album. I love this cover. There's Poison Ivy. This one it's kind of sentimental to me. Just because it's one of the first ones I had. But one of my favorite ones on here is Shortening Bread. Mama's Little Baby Loves Shortening Bread. And let's see, Daisy's Up Your Butterfly is really good. And of course, Bikini Girls with Machine Guns. And then the best part is it's just woohoo, pretty vinyl. So let's see here. And then, oh, here's another good one. So I'm a big fan of soundtracks, and Valley Girl soundtrack is one of my favorite ever. But here is something off of that. This is the Plimsolls. The Plimsolls are so cool. I really love them. And this is Everywhere at Once, which is one of the songs that's a big hit of theirs. And of course, Million Miles Away is a really great song. But yeah, like Magic Touch. This whole album is really good. And like, you know, I don't see enough people talking about this album, but this album's totally underrated. And this is a really good album here. So if you're into the Plimsolls and you don't have this, pick it up. Very good one. And let's see here. Here's another old classic. This is X. And this is a new copy. I had an old copy of this, and then I bought it again because I had been traveling around with it for so many years. It just ended up getting warped from the sun, from just moving it around so many times. But this is my favorite X album, and it's got Once Over Twice. Universal Corners, one of my favorites. Of course, White Girl is the big popular song on here. In This House That I Call Home, I love that one. And I'm Coming Over, like that one. Yeah, We're Desperate. I mean, this is like one of the best X albums ever. It's just really iconic, and I really like X. I've seen them several times, and they're always fun to see live, but it's just, I think like with X, it's like your experience listening to the album and how you relate to the lyrics and their sound and stuff. They're just really cool. All right, here's another one I have here. Okay, so I'm just listening to. What's your opinion of the re-editions? Is that what it says? I'm sorry, I can't see. X awesome. I'm going to see them live. Yeah, going to see them again. Yeah, they're really good. I don't have an opinion on the re-editions. I don't know what that means exactly. Why don't you explain to me what that means? So here, this is another new album that I have. It's like a lot of my stuff is old, but I do have new copies just of albums that are just kind of impossible to get. And this is one of them. Glad to See You Go. Gimme Gimme Shock Treatment is a really good one. Let's see what else is good. See, Commando, that's one of my favorite ones. Yeah, Pinhead is another one of my favorite ones. All the Ramones songs are good, but those are some of my favorites on this album here. Or what I would play first if I listen to them. Never know what you're going to find in this record collection here. All right, well, here's something. The Go-Go's talk show. Of course, I have the Go-Go's. The Go-Go's are really cool, just like the Bangles. And let's see, what's on talk show that's really fantastic? Let's see. That side is really not that great, actually. Let's look at this side here. Okay, so this is an IRS release. Head Over Heels is really good, and Turn to You. And I think those are my top favorites on this album talk show, the IRS release. And you can see here the label. Someone crossed it out like it's no good. It's not a good copy, but it plays fine. Okay, so here's a funky one. I think I've shared this one before. This is a greatest hits album. It has Modern Romance, Fun Boy 3, Imagination, Lynx, Maggie Bell, Human League, Madness, Elvis Costello, The Pretenders, Orchestra Maneuvers in the Dark. This is like a really cool compilation here. And I love these really weird, rare compilations. This is from Ronco. And like, I would just say, like, I live for these compilations. These are what I look for. I love just these weird, obscure 80s comps. So this one has side one, Madness, It Must Be Love, which is just a great song. It also has Fun Boy 3 with The Lunatics Are Taking Over the Asylum, which is a great song. A Good Year for the Roses by Elvis Costello. And of course, The Pretenders, I Go to Sleep, which is a sweet song and sad. It has a band called Imagination, which I'm not too familiar with. If you know anything about Imagination, let me know. But the song's called Flashback. And Lynx, Can't Help Myself. Still not too familiar with that band either. And then here's another one I don't know anything about. If you guys know, Boys Town Gang, and the song's called Cruisin' in the Streets. Another band, again, I'm not familiar with, called Dollar, and the song's called Mirror Mirror. And here another band I don't know anything about, the Techno Twins, Falling in Love Again. And then Temple Tudor. Throwing my baby out with the bathwater. Then Toya, which is, I believe, Toya Wilcox, Good Morning Universe, and then the Human League, of course, with their smash hit, Don't You Want Me. And then OMD with Joan of Arc, a band called Modern Romance. Oi, 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 Mousy? I don't know. Correct me. My pronunciation is, I murder the pronunciation sometimes. And Blue Rodeo, or Blue Rondo a la Turk, me and Mr. Sanchez. Don't know. Alvin Stardust, A Wonderful Time Up There. Of course, there's a really cool, the band Japan is on here. Vision of China. Simple Minds, Sweat and Bullets. Greg Lake, Love You Too Much. Billy Bremer, Loud Music in Cars. Okay, I've heard that song before, I think on another kind of compilation. And B.A. Robertson and Maggie Bell with Hold Me. So yeah, this has just quite, it's like there's a lot of songs on this comp, and very cool comp. And I love these comps. Very awesome. And so I'm just reading all your comments right now. I'm trying to catch up a little bit. All right. Here's another comp that I have. And this one is called Exposed. And you can see like how cool this cover is. It looks like a pair of Vans tennis shoes on it with the checks. It says a cheap peek at today's provocative new rock. And so let's see what's in here. So open it up. This is totally thrashed, but that's okay. It has the Boomtown Rats, Roseanne Cash, Judas Priest, or the Romantics. Let's see, Sorrows, Steve Forbert, Ellen Foley, Adam and the Ants, Loverboy, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, here's another comp, and this is an epic comp from 1981, and which is pretty cool, like because it kind of gives a little like description of all the songs and the bands that played on here, which I like, and it's just pretty much like, you know, nerd candy. Oh yeah, it is. Hey Mark, yeah, it is a cool cover. I thought it looked like a pair of like Vans tennis shoes. Yeah, but yeah, it's like, look at all the, it like just gives you like all the info about the bands playing here. All right, so if you're just joining, I'm just randomly going through my little crate of records here because I'm glad it's Thursday and I'm just bored and want to have some fun tonight. Okay, so I think I've shared, this is like probably one of my most popular videos that I've done, and this is with the IRS, you know, greatest hits or albums off the IRS compilation. But I really love this one, and it's just one of my favorites. The cover is really cool. It's a little girl. She's got a hammer. You know, she's smashing up all the bad albums. And this part's really super awesome. The bands on here are cool. You know, it's got the Damned and the Police and Chelsea and the Cramps, the Humans, John Cale, the Fall, Paolas, Oingo Boingo, back when they were signed on IRS. So yeah, this one's pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm answering a question. I remember seeing you on Steve Westman's live stream not long ago. Did you say that you live on the northwest part of the country? If so, I'm curious if you've ever seen Feist live. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have my glasses. No, I live in Southern California. So, and no, I haven't seen Feist live. But maybe you can clarify what that means to me because I'm a little confused. So in this crate here, I have like a lot of my like go-to records when I do gigs. And this is one of them too, because I know you guys have probably seen this before, and it's really easy to find this, but it's a really great compilation, the Times Square record soundtrack. And there's a reason why it's one of my go-tos. It's because it's a compilation of all these songs you can play live during a gig that are really classic and really rockin'. For example, it's got the Ramones on here. I Want to Be Sedated. And along with that, it's got Grinding Halt by The Cure. It also has Life During Wartime by the Talking Heads. And all those are really great songs. But it's just, this compilation is so good. And it's like, I always see it everywhere and it's super cheap, but it's got so many good songs. It also has Walk on the Wild Side by Lou Reed, Down the Park, Gary Newman, Susie Quatro, Rock Hard. It's really good. And I really even like the actress, the damn dog, Robin Johnson. Like it's a really kind of fun, cool song. So yeah, that's a really cool, underrated soundtrack. It's one of my very favorites. Oh, okay. No, yeah, no, I haven't heard of that artist. I don't know, but I'll check it out. Yeah, for sure. All right. So let's see here. I'm gonna keep going here. Well, I got a lot of compilations here, and there's a reason why I put these compilations in here because like it packs a lot of bang for your buck when you're trying to play songs. You've got a great compilation. You've got like one record and like 10 options to play. So here's a really cool one. This is Let Them Eat Jelly Beans. And this is appropriate now with our election season going on. But this is an original copy here of this Alternative Tentacles album. And I think some of my favorites on here are Flipper, of course. I'm going to open this one up just so I can get a little closer view here. And of course, the Circle Jerks are on here. Yeah, it's really hard, guys. I'm sorry, without my glasses, and my memory is not that great. But this Alternative Tentacles compilation is really good. I think Jello Biafra still lives in San Francisco Bay Area. But that's a really good punk compilation if you're in the mood to hear punk. This one too is another one of my favorites. And this one is The Members at a Chelsea nightclub. And they're kind of like a cross between punk, post-punk, and reggae, would say. And I really like this band. This was recorded in January 1979, and by The Members. And this is a Virgin Records release. And I think one of my favorites on here is Frustrated Bag Shot. I really like that one. And let's see, Solitary Confinement. It's a really good one. Sally, Soho Go Go. This is a pretty good, solid album. Like everything on here seems to be pretty good. And this band also too is you can see them on Urga Music War, and that's how I actually found out about them, was just going to a video store randomly and renting a VHS of the Urga Music War video, and then just kind of going through listening to the bands, and then the ones that I had never heard of, I went around and just kind of made a mental note when I would be collecting records to grab the albums and pick them up. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. So how many, yeah, it is pretty good. How many Stranglers fans do we have out there? So I saw the Stranglers once, but it was a really long time ago. It was probably like 1995, and I saw them at the Ventura Concert Theater in California. And they had just put out a new album. I can't remember what that album was. I know I used to have it on cassette or CD, but it was a pretty good show. And I was pretty excited at the time as a young girl to see the Stranglers. But they did a couple of their old hits. This album is actually great. This is the very best of. So it's got Peaches, Golden Brown, Walk On By, which is such a great song. And it's just like an epically extra long song with the, extensive organ solo. But I love it. It kind of reminds me of like how the Doors, the long Doors organ solos that they do. No More Heroes, Skin Deep's on here, Hanging Around, which is great. The Kinks cover of All Day and All the Night, Straighten Out's a really good one. Nice and Sleazy. I mean, there's so many good songs on here. Strange Little Girl's really good. Who Wants the World, Something Better Change, Always the Sun, European Female, Grip 85, Get a Grip on Yourself. The Money's No Good, Just Get a Grip on Yourself. I love the Stranglers. Duchess is on here. La Folie, and of course the cover of 96 Tears is so good. The Stranglers do really cool covers. This is what it looks like inside here. And yeah, guys, I just the other day when I was moving, I realized I have a really cool poster of the Stranglers in my collection of posters. I've got so many posters, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm going through all my stuff, trying to decide what I'm going to get rid of, what I'm going to keep. And I'm like, what do I do with all these great posters? Because I don't really have space to put them up, but they just seem like so sentimental, and I just don't want to get rid of them. So I've got like a great Stranglers poster. I also have a really cool XTC poster. And I have a really great Blondie Debbie Harry poster too. That's like an old classic one. And also to another Prince poster. So I'm like, geez, I don't know. What would you do with all these posters? I don't want to get rid of them. They're so fragile, and I'm afraid to fold them, and then they get creases and stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do with all these great posters that I have. Um, hey, Von Zipper. Yeah. So, yeah. So, what do you guys do with your posters that have come in your albums? Like, how do you preserve them? Do you keep them in the albums? Do you separate them? Do you hang them up? What do you do with them? I'm just kind of curious. All right. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep going through my records here. All right. Here's another one that's really good. I would save the posters, roll them up. Okay. Yeah, it's like I've saved them, but it's like I don't do anything with them. It's like I want to if I had like a lot of space, I would obviously like frame them and make a nice little gallery of them. Yeah, you keep them in the album. Yeah, it's like it's my fantasy to have this just big giant room where I just like it's like when you go to like places like um in San Francisco, like for example, the Fillmore, where you go there and they have all the concert posters that are just like wall to wall posters all hung up. Like I'd love to have just a room where I just have like wall to wall posters hung up, and like that would be ideal for me, but not really reality. And of course, like as a kid, like we just wasted those perfect posters. Like we just put like taped them on the wall and they weren't framed or anything nice and they're all wrecked now. But yeah, I mean, I would totally put them under glass and in nice frames and stuff if I could. So here's a really cool one that I really like. And this is the Godfather's Birth, School, Work, Death. And I think this is another really totally underrated band. And this is one of my very favorite albums from them. It's an epic release. The song that was popular on here was Birth, School, Work, Death. But this song here, Because I Said So, is so good. They're just a really like good rockin' band. Like if you're into the Smithereens, Jim Carroll, things like this, they're a really cool band, and I really like them. This is 1986. Look at how cool these guys are. Like they're the Godfathers. But yeah, this is an awesome one. All right, here's something else. Faith No More, introduce yourself. So this is a Slash Records release, and this one has the song We Care a Lot, which I think is a really cool song. So Faith No More with their first singer. And this is actually the first song that I heard from Faith No More wasn't We Care a Lot. Like the first song I heard from Faith No More was, because of my age, was Epic. And I remember turning on the TV in the 80s and getting like I think it was like a Total Request video channel. And it was just like where you picked up your phone and you'd dial in a request on the phone for the video you wanted to watch, and you'd pay like a certain amount of money, and then they would like on demand play your video. And so at the time, the song Epic by Faith No More was really popular. And so that's the first time I heard Faith No More. And then later on, I realized that there were more to the band, that there was more to the band than just that song Epic, which is this stuff here, which is actually really cool with their first singer. And I think it was like Mike Van Patten maybe was their second singer, but We Care a Lot. I really like that song. It's really cool. I love this kind of like funky, post-punk type of music, and very cool band. So yeah, on the topic of posters, we're talking about what we all do with our posters. Took them to Kinko's, got them laminated. I kind of regret it, but it's in great shape. Yeah, I've got some pretty cool posters that I got from the Fillmore in San Francisco. I saw Gary Newman there and the Cramps, and at that time I got some posters because how it used to be in San Francisco is if you'd go to a show at the Fillmore, you'd pay your $35, you'd go see the show, and at the end of the night on your way out, they'd give you like a custom little poster. I don't know like what the size was, maybe like a 16-inch poster or something like that. But yeah, you get like this custom souvenir poster on your way out, which was really cool. And when you go there, if you've ever been to the Fillmore in San Francisco, they have like a bunch of posters inside, like that line the walls of the interior of the place. But yeah, I have a couple of those, and then I have some from also the Warfield in San Francisco, where I saw the Cramps, and they did like a custom poster for their event there too. But yeah, I mean, like, wouldn't it be cool if all the venues you went to just made like a custom poster for that night? Like, it'd just be totally awesome. Yeah, so, well, this is good. So, what's everybody up to tonight? Yeah, I don't, Scotty, I'm not sure. Like when I went to those venues, it was a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure the Warfield in the yeah, I'm sure those places are probably still there. But yeah, it was a long time ago that I'm talking about, like, 20 years ago. But yeah, I used to live in San Francisco, but I haven't been there in a while. It's not really the best place right now, I don't think, to visit. Yeah, definitely go to Amoeba. It's on Amoeba. Amoeba Records is on Upper Haight. So like Amoeba's on the Haight and Ashbury um, section, like way down at the end. But you got to check out Amoeba for sure. And I'm trying to think of where there's other record shops. They're just all like kind of random indie record shops around there, but Amoeba is definitely a really great record shop to check out. Old Fillmore West. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been to the Fillmore since probably the early 2000s, but I can't imagine that they would have changed their location. But yeah, the Warfield was always a really good venue to go to. But kind of a sketchy area. Oh yeah, I do. I do have that Rodney on Von Zipper. I love that song Amoeba. Yeah, I have that Rodney on the Rock compilation. And Amoeba, yeah, that song's really good. I don't think I have it like in here, maybe, but. Nope. But yeah, I'm gonna stop showing records because I can't show you all of them because then I would have nothing to. Yeah, I think it might be the Adolescents. Hold on, Amoeba. Let me just check here. Yep, it's from the Adolescents, 1981. Yeah, those Rodney and the Rock comps are so good. I wish I had all of them. I only have 2 of them, but, like, I don't I think there might be 3. Does anyone know how many Rodney and the Rock comps there are? I think there's 3, total. Yeah, I have never seen the Adolescents, but I've seen, DI play, and I think, they did a cover of, Amoeba, because there might have been maybe a member from the Adolescents playing with them or something, but yeah, it was really cool when I saw DI, and I think DI, if you guys, know DI, they're they're playing locally around here too. Yeah, I've seen 'em play a couple times. They're really good. DI, the first time I heard them was, what was the movie that they were featured in? Suburbia? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So okay, Scotty, thank you. Yeah, that's why. So, yeah, I saw DI, a play, at, like, Grover Beach. It was, where I saw them play, I think, and Casey was there, and he was singing, and they did a cover of, Amoeba, and then also one of the guys in the band, was playing with them, and I've also seen him play, with the Dickies too. So there's some guy that just kind of rotates at all these cool punk bands locally. But yeah, DI was good. I like I was saying the first time I saw them play was on that movie Suburbia, and I really love that song Richard Hung Himself. Like I think that song is just so good. And yeah, I think I don't know, for some reason that song just really I don't know, it's just a really rockin', really good song. Um, but yeah, I've seen DI play a couple times, and I wish I knew the name of the guy that plays in the band with them, but I've seen him he kind of rotates in different bands. I've seen him play, with, gosh, he's played in DI, he's played with the Dickies. He might have even guest played with Bow Wow Wow. I'm not quite sure, but he just like kind of rotates with different bands. If anyone knows who that is, yeah. They played Richard Hung Himself on Sirius XM. Yeah, Richard Hung Himself. It's just such a great song. And it's like when you see it in the movie Suburbia, it's really powerful and it's really depressing, but like it's just a really great song. Um yeah, so yeah, when I went to the Fillmore, there's this like if you go upstairs, they have this little lounge area, and they have like all the coolest posters that were designed that the Fillmore posters. They're just all over the walls. It's really cool. If I ever go there again, I haven't been there a long time, I'll definitely make a video of it, but, I didn't realize at the time because I was just a young woman and just going to see, my favorite bands play, but, like, that was the thing, like, you'd go there, you'd buy a ticket, and you'd leave with a poster, um, and so, yeah, I mean, I guess they're famous the Fillmore's famous for their posters, but they just, it would be amazing, like, if when I was there going seeing these shows, I didn't even have a cell phone or anything to take pictures or anything. So yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah. Yeah, the Suburbia soundtrack is really good. It's really good. Yeah, TSOL. So, side note, I so I haven't DJ'd in a while, but I've DJ'd. I've opened as a DJ for two of TSOL's shows. So, um, like I heard that they were playing locally, and I was like, "Yeah, can I come play?" And I brought out my turntables and my records, and I played a bunch of punk records before the show, and that was really fun. I got to do that twice for TSOL because I really like them. And I think maybe like TSOL is one of my very favorites because I've always, I've kind of liked the darker music. I was totally in that goth phase for a long time, but I really, when I listened to TSOL, I just really loved TSOL. I love the mix of like, it's kind of like punk mixed with like the campy goth horror movie theme, genre of stuff. And so yeah, like TSOL is one of my favorites. Definitely for sure. Top favorites. But yeah, all those like LA bands, those punk bands are super cool. Yeah. It was really fun, yeah. Yeah, it was kind of, it's just kind of like it's just kind of like a dream come true. It's not really that big of a deal, but it's like, yeah, just to know that these people that you've listened to, and you get to kind of customize your set and do like, I played some of their stuff, and then I played like The Damned, and I just made a like very dark punk set before their set, and it was really fun to get to do that for sure. um which is different because a lot of times you see these punk bands play and like they just have their crappy house music playing before. And so yeah, it was really fun to be able, like, as a music fan, to be able to kind of customize a set before they got to play in a little small town. Nothing that exciting, but exciting for me at least. But yeah, definitely big fan of movie soundtracks, and Suburbia soundtrack is definitely super cool. Yep, yep. Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. Okay, thanks, John. Appreciate that compliment. Okay, I just saw the Hold Steady in Atlanta last week. What's the Hold Steady? I'm curious. What is that? I'm always learning new stuff from you guys here. So yeah, Nathan was saying he just saw the Hold Steady. Does anyone know who the Hold Steady is? Well, I guess we'll just wait and see. So maybe we can go through a few more albums while we're waiting to find some info here before I get too tired and have to go to bed. Let's see here. So I think you guys probably might be tired of hearing me talk about Wall of Voodoo, but this is another one of my Wall of Voodoo albums here. And this is just the old classic one that's got Mexican radio on it. And another Godfathers record, Hit by Hit. I really like the Godfathers. I Want Everything is a really good song on here. And I Want You is a really good song in here. Can't Leave Her Alone. Sunrise is here. This is from London. And I'm Unsatisfied. That's a really good one. This is really good. If you like the Smithereens and this just like early or mid 80s rock here, this is really good. It's kind of like post-punk. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but if you're into the Smithereens, I think you'd like the Godfathers. It's just a little bit harder, and it's really good stuff. Oh my God, that was so random. Like all of a sudden my Roku just started like it said welcome and it had some lady's name and it started playing this really horrible, shitty music. So yeah, I guess I don't know. Is it a full moon tonight? Anyways, I had to turn it off. But I've heard the Godfathers on the Permanent Record soundtrack. I never heard the full album. Okay, so guys, I'm telling you right now, check out the Godfathers. You won't regret it. They're really cool. They're a really good band. The Gigi album behind you reminds me of the Pink Floyd album. Oh, does it? I will have to look that up and see what you're talking about. I'm not a Pink Floyd fan. Not that I'm saying anything bad about them, but I'm not really into Pink Floyd, so I'll have to look that up and see what you're talking about. But yeah, that Gigi album, I really like that movie Gigi. Let's see. Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out, Nathan. Yeah, like I said, I'm always learning stuff from you guys, and this is why I do this because it's fun. It's fun to talk about like my old school stuff that I have here, and also your experiences, and then the new stuff that you guys recommend and that you like. One of those California ghosts. Apparently, I do. I don't know. I live in a building with a bunch of college kids, and so I'm like, did someone just like hack into my Roku and play some really bad music? It was just so random. Like all of a sudden, like my TV started playing this just really horrible shit. I'm like, what is going on? And it had some woman's name with some pick that she had picked out to play. And I'm like, it's not me. Okay, got it, Scotty. So funny. Yeah, it's too bad that one of those California ghosts didn't play something actually really good. So, okay, so I'm about to end the live stream, but I have something really fun that I want to tell you about. So I've been working on this Halloween show that I'm going to do for you guys, and it's just going to be kind of, I'm going to play some or show some like albums that are, Halloween-ish albums, maybe share some CDs and stuff. But I'm going to do something really fun where I'm going to tell a story that is like customized to the vinyl community. And so I think just check it out. If you want your name to be in the story, just comment in the comment section there, and then I'll add it's like an AI story I'm doing. But put your name in there, and then I'll add you to the story. But I think it's going to be really funny. And so I'm excited to do it. And so look out for that. And yeah. Anywho, don't be that guy, bro. That's okay. It's all right. I appreciate all the positivity. Let's just be cool. But anywho, I'm gonna be working on this Halloween show, and if you want to be part of the festivities, put your name in there, and I'll have AI add your name to my funky story. And yeah, it was nice talking to you too. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Prog Hat. Um, yeah, so very cool. Brian. Okay. Nice to meet you, Brian. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll be like doing my Halloween show at some point, like in the next week or two. I'm still like ironing out the details, but I'm trying to make it, a little bit fun. I'm kind of thinking like I want to do like Elvira type vibes, kind of do something a little bit different and fun. Um, you too. Have a good night. So you guys stay tuned. And yeah, this was fun. It was a fun impromptu, I'm bored, let's do a live stream type of thing. And it was so great talking to all you guys. I hope you guys all have a good night. And bye. Good night. Prague Hat. Oh, you're already on the list. I already got you on the list, Prague Hat. I'll have to put Von Zipper on there. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. Good night. I'll be back soon. Cheers. Good evening.